Happy Monday. Celtics should start tanking.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Let's have a little peek behind the curtain. All right. Woke up, was wearing a nice little cozy sweatshirt, started doing my morning routine, got some YouTube shorts out, did all my research for this morning's show, started getting a little toasty. All right. It was a little warm in here. The heat, it's New York heat, right? It's either 150 or it's 0 degrees. And then I just had this like white undershirt on, and it just didn't, I felt like I needed to up the professionalism a little bit more. So I basically am just like puka shells away from a late 90s rom-com. I think that's the only thing that I'm missing right now. But it's good to be back. It's good to rock and roll. I'm hoping maybe a little less chaos this week. All right. Last week was very intense. A lot of different stuff is happening. And I think we're just going to ease into the week, talk about some exciting basketball. Just get into it. All right, who do we got? We got Sneeps is up in here. Jump Shooty, we the people. Stubbs, Joshua's here. Good morning. To the house, good morning. Yeah, Tyus Jones went ham in that third quarter, but congrats on your parlay. Top Shot Common Man's here. Doctor Who, homies. Sawyer in the house. We got Shig, Snoop a Loop, Airplane Mode, Kono. Who else? Borland, good morning, T-Man. Good afternoon, Michael. Eric Fernandez is here. I know he's feeling himself. We got Jump Shoot. Ben says, what's good, boys? Came in first in the common under 23, best performance ever. What do I win? Absolutely nothing. But I do think we're getting prizes soon. Best rivalry is Java social media. Good Lord. Wild stuff. Wild stuff happening in Memphis. The grit and grind, wild times. Can't hardly wait vibes. Yeah, that's what I was going for. That is what I was going for. Some can't hardly wait vibes. What do we got going on? Let's set the table. What are some exciting stuff? Find all of our links in the show notes, right? We're going to talk about oversubscribe a little bit. If you haven't done that yet, what are you doing? Honestly, what's wrong with you? But we'll talk about what we got. We got links to Momentum Labs, to the Discord, to Twitter, everything. We got links to everything. And this is the plan for, you know what, let's not talk about the entirety of the week. Maybe just set the table a little bit. What are the next couple of days going to look like? We will have some value hunting in a little bit this afternoon, early afternoon. We'll have live before lock at 5:30 with our boys, Ghost and TST, breaking down the So Rare slate, which, a game that I've learned to suck at. Only gotten worse. We got 89 Cavs on Wednesday. We'll also have some shot tank. Actually, there's a chance that ends up being on Thursday, so stay tuned. So maybe we'll just stop with that. But listen, it's Monday, so we're going to go over all of the basketball that happened. I think my favorite, actually, we should probably talk about job top. But my favorite thing about this weekend and about what's happening here in basketball, like, it's getting hot. All right. It's getting a little feisty. There's a lot of good games. This is like 2 Sundays in a row where the national broadcast crushed. We had a lot of really good games, a lot of good situations happening, a lot of competitive vibes. And I'm excited. I'm excited for games the rest of the way out. We also got to talk underdog. We're now on to the semifinals. Good morning. Is Luka dating that guy? That was intense. So let's do the Jaws stuff first. Also, Cameron Quinlan in the house. So over the weekend, right? The Friday night, Memphis plays Denver. Most of you probably already know the ins and outs of this at this point, but Memphis plays Denver. Memphis gets off to a really good start, but you can kind of tell if you guys were watching the game in the first half, like even though they were scoring, it felt like that, like variance. They were running really good. Um, and Denver was not running really good and still hanging around. And Jokic, man, it's just a force, dude. He's just a force. And they come back and win. And then on Saturday, it turns out that right, was that Saturday or Friday? I'm pretty sure it was Saturday. Saturday, it comes out where there's like footage. He went on Instagram Live at like 3 in the morning from like a strip club with the shirt off, which well, that part's not funny. I mean, that's not interesting, I guess. And then like just casually drops a gun, pulls a gun out. That was a weird look. It was a weird look. I mean, I think the for the most part, the media did a pretty good job talking about it. So I don't think we have to like go too in depth about what this means. Blah blah blah. I hope he's okay. I hope he's like surround himself with some good people and get some help. Get some help. The one thing I will say from the basketball side of things. So the Grizzlies came out, and I think when the Grizzlies, so the NBA was like, we're investigating this. The Grizzlies were like, how about you take 2 games off, bro? So they suspend him for 2 games. He's going to stay away from the team. And I think everyone was like, oh, wow, 2-game suspension. But that was the team deciding that before the NBA. Now, the NBA will take that into consideration with the suspension. They'll be like, well, you already did miss 2 games. But it sounds like he might miss more than that. Underdog, like, oh God, sorry, eyelash in my eye, I guess. Underdog tweeted out something yesterday that it was like could be away from the team like indefinitely, and I don't, I don't know how many games do you think he misses? Like, and I can't tell if the indefinitely is to. I also thought Jeff Van Gundy said something wild that I was surprised by, but I agreed with. Jeff Van Gundy on the broadcast last night said, like basically let actions speak louder for words. That like players, and this isn't surprising, players have teams of people that write those statements for them, right? I think what's more important is to see what happens. Like, is he just saying this to, get everybody to like relax and be like, hey, I got to take this seriously. I'm leaving millions of dollars on the line, right? Like I'm losing out on endorsement deals because of this behavior. Or is this like truly, he's like, hey, I'm going through some shit. I got to figure it out. And I mean, time will only tell, right? You can't really decipher one of those statements and then be like, I think he's got it. He's got to show us actions speak louder than words. So it's one of those things. It's a bummer, though. It is a bummer. I mean, he's one of the more exciting, fun players. Even as he was going like a little villain, as Memphis was turning villain, they were still like must-see TV. I mean, he's incredible, and I just hope I hope he figures it out. I hope he figures it out. But yeah, so a lot of people saying out definitely into the chat. It'll be. I mean, that really shakes up the West a little bit, right? Not to talk about basketball when it becomes see me. Can you see me? Sorry. Wow. What's going on with my God, what is happening? Even I look to like follow along and I can't catch up here. What's going on? Pretty sick, huh? Pretty sick stuff. We're going outside. What is going on? What is going on? Shiggins, I saw you. That shirt broke the internet. Dude, I will fight you. Let me get to put some AirPods on now. We're going outside. It's probably too cold. We might have to put a sweatshirt on, but we are going outside. You know. My computer, like, listen, I'll just show you guys this. This is what. Let's see if I can just show you. I don't know how to flip the camera on this thing. I don't think I can, but I'll just show you. Here we go. I don't know if you can see it. Just as something went wrong. Something went wrong. No shit. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. How cold is it? Oh, it's chilly. It's chilly. We're going outside, though. We're just doing it. Let's go. Although I don't think I have my keys. We're just going to leave the door unlocked, I think. So if anybody wants to break in, you can go for it. Maybe we'll go out the back. We'll go out the back way. Can you guys hear me okay? On the streets behind the stream, new show title. We do need a new show title. Oh, absolutely tilting start to the day. This is dope. We haven't even talked about any of the games. This is gonna be fun. Actually, you know what? I'll take you guys down to the park. We'll just go down to the park. We won't even put this down here. Actually, you know what? If we are gonna go down to the park, we're gonna cover all of today's basketball. All of today's basketball here. We're gonna put you guys down here for a second. Just deal with it. We're gonna put on a sweatshirt. All right, it's cold. Absolutely frustrating start to the day. Happy Monday. I was saying I had good vibes too. I was saying like this is gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good time. And instead I'm ready to like fight. All right, I already shut the Wi-Fi off this so we won't lose it once we leave. Let's get a jacket on. We'll go peacoat today, boys and girls. Honestly, what a time to tell everybody to subscribe and oversubscribe, huh? Yeah, dude, can you guys freaking invest in us so we'll be able to, get plugged in. Raptor, this must be absolutely tilting Raptor news right now too. Can't imagine anyone's angrier. All right, how many people we got here? 246. Yeah, go tell your friends. Go tell your friends to tune in. We're going to talk about NBA at the park. NBA at the park, baby. Someone say boob light? What's going on, Cameron? It is beautiful out, actually. I'm not even going to complain about this. It's nice. Yeah, so I think it's, yeah. In conclusion, Memphis has bad vibes. What is kind of funny is we posted Shut Up Veronica, but we edited together that bad vibes rankings, right? And immediately after doing that, Ja was like, what if I took a gun out, though? And so I feel like we immediately needed to we need like a third rendition. We need a third rendition of bad vibes rankings, and it's really just going to be Memphis. Like, Memphis is going to be the only one. Team Hold needs funding for the internet. Yeah, absolutely. Kevin says Shades and Jack with big Succession energy. I cannot wait for Succession to come back. We're a couple weeks away. Devastated to learn it's the last season, but respect for not, continuing it until it got bad. All right, let's talk about some of the basketball stuff. The Celtics should tank. They've lost 3 games to the state of New York in a week's time. The Knicks have won, 8 or 9 in a row now. Manuel quickly dropped like 38-8-8 last night, or 38-8-7, something like that. IQ looks like, man, I think that could really be a game changer for the Knicks if he continues to do this. I just can't tell, like, is this the Knicks running hot right now? Or is this like sustainable in the playoffs? And I like weirdly think it's sustainable. I feel like the Knicks really have a shot. I mean, I don't think they're coming out of the Eastern Conference or anything like that, but it feels like it's looking like they're going to do the 4-5 against Cleveland, which they like straight up might catch Cleveland. They might be. I think their schedule's kind of tough down the stretch, and Cleveland's isn't. But they could straight up catch them. And I feel like I'm taking the Knicks over Cleveland in that series. I don't know if that's a crazy take. Street cleaning. Shout out sanitation. We love the city of New York. I don't know. I think I might be taking the Knicks over Cleveland in that. And then when the second round, right, if they matched up, I guess they would match up against the Bucks or the Celtics. I feel like, I think they can just put up a fight. I'm not saying that they're coming out of the East, but I feel like this might be real. This Knicks stuff might be real. What a hot take. I said the Knicks might be real after they win 9 straight games. Good analysis, everybody. What else do we have to talk? What other of the main things from the weekend? Steph Curry returned last night or yesterday afternoon, that Lakers game. Lakers went 1-1 this weekend. They beat the they lost to the Timberwolves, who won 2 games this weekend. They lost to the Timberwolves, then beat the Warriors last night with Steph's return. Steph actually looked pretty good. The shot wasn't falling early, and then
went absolutely bonkers in the fourth quarter. Absolutely bonkers in the fourth quarter, but not enough. Lakers win. I don't know. What do you guys think about the Warriors? I feel like everybody's like, well, Steph's back, everything's fine. Also, Andre Iguodala returned. He got this take is for nobody. I don't think anybody even remembers this guy. But Andre Iguodala was giving me some real most Spades energy. You know what I'm saying? He was some real most Spades energy. He looked like, I don't know if he's just getting older. He was running around like me out there, getting a little heftier in his old age. Also, nothing like people creeping up to the crosswalk. And by people, I mean cars. People are saying trade pool. Warriors looked worse this time last season. Did they? I guess they did. I guess they were fumbling into the playoffs. I mean, they're still without Wiggins, right? And also, we have no idea what's going on with the Wiggins stuff. We still haven't heard anything about that. Oh, you know what else we have to talk about too? I'm sorry, guys. I really did. I got up like 6:45 this morning. I did a lot of prep. That's all on a computer that's not working right now. And we're putting our feet down, or my foot down, and we're going to the park. We're just gonna do the rest of the show outside. Stan Love says Knicks over Cavs, no way. Man, I don't know, Stan. I really do think. I think that would be a great series. I think the Knicks are legit. I mean, and that's not even a shot at the Cavs. I still think the Cavs are really good too. But I think I don't know. Maybe it just comes down to, oh my God, it was a car accident. Shout out to Red Jeep just pulling on out. Love to see it. Really good stuff. I guess maybe it comes down to whoever has home court. Spida isn't going to lose to the Knicks. Yeah, you guys really, huh? Do you think? Have you seen anything? Have you guys been watching Cleveland games recently? I haven't seen anything from Cleveland that's inspiring. Outside of Evan Mobley's been pretty solid. But their fourth quarter stuff's been a little shaky. Their end of game stuff. So I'm a little nervous for them in close games. But we'll see. We'll see. Also, can somebody let me know how the audio is? Is it like too windy for this? Let me know if you guys can still hear me okay. All right, what else we got? You guys are gonna have to help me out a little bit. I'm gonna need some chat help here, because I don't have my notes in front of me. We should talk Minnesota. So Minnesota beat the Lakers and Clippers, I believe it was, in back-to-back games this week. No. Lakers and Kings. Lakers and Kings in back-to-back games this weekend. Which, Minnesota, so they're out of the playing game right now. They really are. They're out of the playing game. They're top 6. I think with that Warriors loss too, they creep closer to them. And I gotta say, I feel like the Wolves have been winning these games without anybody playing awesome. Like yesterday, Rudy had a pretty good game. I think he had 22 and 13, and Anthony Edwards had 19. But every time we've been going over their numbers, I feel like they haven't been having, they're still not clicking yet. All right, well, the audio is okay. Just sounds like you're on the run. How many comedians does it take to change a light bulb? Regulator, what does that even mean? John Dove said, I just want to see another villain in the market for the playoffs like Trey did. Yeah, who would the villain? I just want to see another villain in the market for the playoffs like Trey did? Wait, what do you mean? You just want another villain out there? Is that what you meant? That was a weird way to put it, John. What else? PG-13 went off, saved Russ from blowing another game. Yeah, so I didn't catch the end of that game. I fell asleep last night. When I went to bed, I did write this down. I think that the Grizzlies outscored the Clippers 51-38 in the third quarter, only to be outscored 38-17 in the fourth quarter. So it was this weird run. Tyus Jones went absolutely ham in the third. But it wasn't enough. Grizz dropped that game. I didn't see that game. I don't know if Russ was the issue. I saw his stats weren't very good, but he played most of the game. I saw Paul George went ham. He had a really good game. He had a big steal at the end. I saw that. That was a much needed win for the Clippers, right? So the Clippers are now 1-4 since the trade deadline. They've fallen. They were going into last night's game. They were the 8th seed. Oh, you know what we freaking haven't talked about yet? Also, it's going to get really loud here in a second before I get into the park. Also, why am I out of breath, dude? Mavericks and Suns. We didn't talk about that game yet. That was crazy. That was such a fun game. Again, I felt like we had a lot of playoff energy yesterday. Memphis Clippers, Lakers Warriors, Mavs Suns, Luka and Kyrie both balled. So did KD and Booker. The CP3 fitting is kind of weird, isn't it? I've noticed this from I guess Chris probably doesn't care at this point. It's probably just nice that they don't need a lot of usage from him. I think he finished with like 11 points or something like that and came up big in the fourth with a couple of late three-pointers. But CP3 has been kind of an afterthought. Sorry, guys. It'll be live for like 2 seconds. Pretty sick. Repaving the park. Love to see it. All right. I should have took Bandy with me. That's what I should have done. But yeah, that game was a lot of fun. Luka, so KD hits that shot with like 7 seconds left, and it was like just a masterclass in shot making from KD and Booker, who combined for like I think almost 70. Maybe they get to 70. And then Luka missed the bunny at the end. Really like too much on it. And then Booker got into it for a second. Which, you know what? Like, I get it. Luka's annoying sometimes. Well, most of the time. I did respect that after the game. And then the media was asking him, like, oh, what did he say? What did he say there? And he was like, whatever, dude. Heat of the game. Heat of the moment. I like that. I think that's good energy. I like that from Luka. He wasn't a weenie about it. You know what I mean? Also, you guys want to see the sights here? Let me give you a little Astoria Park. We get some doggos out and about. We have the beautiful bridge down there. East River, you can touch it and then immediately burn. We got Amtrak. Oh, the Acela, baby. That's expensive. That's expensive doing the Acela. Amtrak more like scam track, you know what I'm saying? Jump shoot was referencing, I think, a stat Skeets dropped over the weekend, right? That Booker has never had a game with over 6 made threes in his career. I know. I think that's a misconception that Booker is this high volume, lights out 3-point shooter. He's a mid-range assassin. The mid-range assassin. Wow, the park is closed. I mean, the bench is cold. Luka said maybe don't wait till 3 seconds left after talk. Yeah, no, I love that. I love that from Luka. You're going to go swimming in the East? No, we will not be going swimming in the East River. I'm telling you that right now. It's disgusting. Last time when I was taking the dog for a walk down near the water, there was just like a school chair floating. You know what I mean? Like one of those like metal, just like floating, just a chair. What are we doing? How? All right, what other games? What other games do you have to talk about? What squad did we not reference? Celtics losing 3 in a row. I'm not like super concerned. Like that was a winnable game last night. Al missed they should have won it in the first overtime. They got the ball to Tatum with like 2.7 seconds left for him to make a move to the rim. It's like, why did we wait till then? He had that positioning with like 5-6 seconds left. Get him the ball earlier and let him just attack. I thought that was a mistake. And then Horford just missed an open 3 for the win. But it was a great look. The Nets game, I think, was one of those things on Friday night where, right, they got up huge and then just stopped caring. And they were like, whatever. That one was a dumb loss. But I don't, whatever. I'm not too worried about it. The thing that sucks is that the Bucks are, the Celtics have a much easier schedule on the way out. But the Bucks are probably the 1 seed right now. Oh, that's what we have to talk about. How about Giannis stat padding at the end of the game last night, huh? He had 23 points, 13 assists, 9 boards. Time is running out. He dribbles up. 4 seconds left. Game's over. No one's playing defense. He just throws it off the backboard. And grabs his rim. Like, what? What are we doing? Wait, hold on. I need to see what's up. Oh, Mikel's elite player is a great outcome of that trade. Yeah, Mikel dropped like 30 points twice this weekend. All right, I'm not going to lie. It's getting a little chilly and windy over here, so I'm going to slowly walk back. Team Hold needs to donate a bench to that park in honor of Zakarian's Wi-Fi. Yeah, either that or like, do the oversubscribe thing. That would be cool. I would love to not sweat out the 100% completion rate of oversubscribe to like, we've got 15 days left. We're at 33%. Like on pace, good pace. But like, let's hit that beforehand. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Giannis stat padding. So I want to go back to that because I can't decide. Do we think, because I think there is a world, Giannis is funny enough and like genuine enough. Do you think he was doing that as a bit? Like, do you think because of all of the conversation around stat padding this week. It was an annoying conversation. Also, the media has to be a little bit better. This Kendrick Perkins stuff is getting out of control. But do you think Giannis was just like, oh, you want to talk stat padding, and then just did it as a joke? Like, was it a straight troll? Because Giannis doesn't seem like the one he doesn't seem like the guy that's trying to get a triple-double. You know what I mean? Like, if he just thought that was funny. Because if that's the case, I'm kind of back in on it. I kind of think that's fun. It just feels way too off-brand, right? That would be like Top Shot caring about scarcity. You're like, no, they don't. So it'd be way too off-brand, I think. It had to have been a bit. It really would bum me out. If we lose Giannis, I don't know what I would do. But I'm looking forward to how Perkins tries to cover that today. Just because it really was so off-brand. He wanted the trip, definitely. You really think he was tricking for because he was stat padding? I don't know, man. He's never done that in his entire career. They talked about it all week. All week long, they talked about that. I mean, I feel like, and if you're really thinking about it, like if he was, we got a truck backing up, hell yeah. If he was really like, I want MVP, so my stats need to be a little bit better. I mean, if you just think through that for a second, that only hurts your MVP. Like, no one's rewarding you for that. I don't know. I can't decide. I can't tell. But either way, Bucks, after dropping that game to the Sixers, we should talk about that game for a second, too. Top Shot Tesla says feels like his teammates are egging him on. The bench was actually yelling at Giannis to do it. Yeah, if it's a bit, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it if it's a bit. Oh, but you know how motorcycles, Jeeps, and then fucking Metro city buses, the only three communities that beep at each other lovingly when they, like, why did we decide on that? Especially like motorcycles. Motorcycles are supposed to be like the most badass guys, right? They like, we don't wear sleeves. We got crazy ass mustaches, but then when they go by each other, they're like, "Oh, hi, love to see you. Oh my God, you got a motorcycle too. Look at us, we both have motorcycles." Like Subarus don't do that shit, and Jeeps too. Jeeps, it actually makes a little bit more sense because I don't know. That's Jeep energy, Jeep energy is like the Gen Z of cars, but city buses is hilarious. Like, there's no good vibes on city buses, and I love I honestly think they're like, we're almost at the end of the day. Maybe that's what it is. All right, what else I see in the chat? Perk is a book coming out. He's pumping it. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm such a mixed thoughts on Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins is a media guy. Fun Celtics player. What were we talking about before that, though? Bucks lost to the Sixers. That was a crazy game. Bucks got up big. I think they're up like 15 in the second half. The Sixers lost Tobias Harris early in the game. They lost PJ Tucker later in the game. I actually didn't see what the official injury were on both of those guys, and I don't know how long they're out. But Harden goes for like 38, 10, and 9, I think, or 38, 10, and 8. He had an incredible game. And Embiid had a pretty solid game, too. That was like a collapse. That was a collapse for Milwaukee. But it was good. I don't think we saw Philly win. Philly's consistently been winning games, right? But I can't remember the last tough win they had against a better opponent than them. And maybe that's just short-term memory, and I don't watch enough Sixers. But I don't remember seeing that. I thought that was a pretty impressive win for them. If you're a Sixers fan, that gives you hope that you're like, yeah, we can come out of these. We can beat them. The tacos were really good last night. I had cauliflower tacos. I waited too late to eat though. What was that, 8:30, I think, when I ate? I'm not great at eating on the weekends. Schedule's all over the place. Sawyer says I'd like to morning marketplace on a city bus. No, dude, I gave that up for Lent. City buses. No, thank you. I used to have to take it a lot, and it's just a real bummer. Miles said I had to drive my sister's Jeep on a road trip as pure hell as an antisocial introvert. Yeah, just everybody out there beeping. It's crazy. I don't know. Is there a stand-up bit in there? I don't know if there's a stand-up bit in there. God. Probably talking about the Chris Rock stand-up special at some point, too. We watched that was that Friday night or Saturday night? I can't remember when they did. Oh, it's Saturday night, right? Because everybody made that stupid-ass joke 55 times. Saturday Night Live. It's like a live show. Oh, my God. use your blinker so people can cross the street. What are we doing? Anyways, sorry, it's hard to read the chat with glasses on. What's the deal with beeping? Oh my god. Yeah, the Chris Rock special. I had like such mixed feelings. I watched it. I didn't look at social media at all, and this is what I thought. My initial takes before seeing anybody else color my thoughts based on social media, Twitter, friends, comedians, all that stuff. I thought it was fine. Like I thought he had a couple of bits that I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't think it was bad though, but I was just like, my take on comedians are that your best specials are before you're like super famous, right? It's like as you're coming up, you're still working. Not that Chris Rock wasn't working hard, but you're still like in it. That dude's got like so much money now. And sometimes I just don't want to hear overarching topical takes for people not really connected with normal society. So I just was like, it's fine. You know? I don't hate it. I love Chris Rock. It's not like I hated the special. I thought it was fine. The Will Smith stuff, I don't even know if there were jokes in there, but just as a person, very entertaining to see that. Like, I just wanted to see him talk about it in a true gossipy, bullshitty way. That's what I wanted. I wanted Chris to talk about it, and he did, and he yelled about it. I like when people yell about stuff, and then try to make it funny. I thought that was great. But yeah, I thought the special was fine. Did anybody? I'd really like to see Mike stop one of those bodegas. We don't have any good bodegas over here. Do I have anybody with maybe go grab a take from someone behind the counter? All right. So no one has any Chris Rock takes. Mike asked, how did the comedy night go? Oh, on Thursday night, the comedy night was great. We had a good time. We were sold out, full house. Full house, man. Justin Catchins crushed it from the 89 Cavs. He was great. We're gonna go down this way. All right, I don't know. What else you guys have? You guys have anything for me? We're almost back, and then I can actually get into some of my notes. Go get a chop. We're not getting a chop too early. I did like the joke about their affair. Yeah, that was fine. You know what I mean, though? I don't like. Sometimes you see a comedy special, right? And or a stand-up show, and you remember a specific bit, right? There was like a specific bit, a specific joke that happened where you like lost your mind. And I don't know if there was anything that, like, what I remember from that special is him yelling about Will Smith and Jada and about him getting slapped. But there was nothing where I was like, oh my God, like no gut busting. Chris Rock made the worst Saw movie. It's Top Shot. I don't know. I mean, the challenge, it seems like the MGLE pack went well. This is something that a lot of people have been saying for a long time, but and I know people don't like to hear it because we don't like talking about whales and VIPs, but when you make the higher gated TSS stuff, that means a lot of those moments are going to people who have not only spent a lot of money on the platform, but are just like in it for collecting. And when that happens, they're not quick to just like hit a pack and flip it right away. So that's what happens. If Chris Rock didn't get slapped that special one, no, I bet it still would exist, but we would just be talking about how bad it was, I think. Did you catch the John Jones fight? I'm kind of mad I stayed up for it. No, I didn't. I actually chose to watch the Chris Rock special instead of that. But it was like happening simultaneously. So I saw a lot of clips on Twitter about it. But I can't get into UFC. What else do we have? Top Shot is not back until we start pronouncing MGL. No amigos. Did I miss anything else in here? We're almost back. We're almost back to the apartment. Shout out Bare Naked Ladies. Oh, God. The alleyway is always so gross. It's just like, hey, look at where we keep our trash. Man, this is good. Get some exercise in. I'm a little pissed I'm going to be doing... Oh, we got a car coming behind us. A little pissed I'm going to have to do 2 walks in, like, the first 2 hours of my day. I like that our numbers are going up, too. I'm over 50. Let's go, baby. Like the stream, subscribe. Team hold. Let's go see if the Wi-Fi's working. See if the Wi-Fi's working. We'll see. Actually, we'll see if I got locked out. That'll be interesting. Then we really will do the rest of the show out here. I left the lights on. Oh, there we go. All right, we're back. Don't tell anybody I did that. Let's see if the Wi-Fi is working. Man, we did like so many wardrobe changes today, right? You saw just like a plain white tee. Shout out my favorite band. Joey's dressed like a hitman, says Stan. Sometimes, man. I look good, dude. As Kevin said, Succession. Speaking of which, did you guys? I don't know if you guys saw. I tweeted this out. Somebody today commented trying to make fun of my hair, and I was like, bro, there's so much you can make fun of, but the hair. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? All right, let's see. Let's see if we can get the Wi-Fi cooking. Oh, I put the coffee right back on the ember. The charger, that is. Huge, huge. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, we're entering the studio, baby. Let's see how that Wi-Fi's cooking. Let's see. Yes, yes. All right. Oh, the dog's. Oh my God, the dog just went nuts too. Here, you get a little doggo sighting. Manny, what's up? What's up, buddy? There he is. Oh yeah, doggo sighting. All right, we're gonna do this here. Let's get out of this.
Yes, we did it, y'all. We did it. Whoo, 36 minutes. Now I'm excited to go over basketball in a efficient manner. We're back to our notes. We also have to take the sweatshirt off. We're going to get some live changing here. We're going to get some live changing. Oh, there we go. Stream of your lives today, boys. All right. He's pissed into it. Yeah, he probably could smell it. He could probably smell the East River, the acidy East River on me probably. All right. Is the Ember still hot? Yeah, this is the thing. So shout out Dustin. I moved the charger to my Ember right next to the computer. So now I just put that right on the charger every time. So we are, let's do a mental health break so I can catch my breath and figure out what we're going to do in 24 chaotic minutes. Let's do a little bit of this. Let's do a little bit of this. We can't go down this road. We can't talk about like how you need to have had sex in order to have responsibility. I just think it changes you, you know? I think it changes you. Yes. Good to get one of those. All right. Let's go. Ready? We're gonna do this as fast as we can because here's the thing. When you tune in on Monday, you get all of the weekend action. Ready? So here we go. Friday, Magic beat the Hornets 117-106. Paolo dropped 31. Cole Anthony 16 off the bench. Oobs 29-10. Rozier 22. Who cares about either of those teams? Hawks beat the Blazers 129-111. Dame dropped 33. Dame combined for, I believe, 74 points this weekend. We're going to talk about him because that was part of my research before the show started. Scam Reddish dropped 25. DeJounte 41. Trey with 23, 11, and 7. DeAndre Hunter with 17. Nets beat the Celtics. Bang bong. Do we just say bang bong for the Nets? Mikal Bridges 38. Cam Johnson 20. Jaylen Brown 34. Tatum 22 and 13. Tatum's been struggling a little bit last couple games, even though he dropped 40 plus last night. It wasn't like a good 40. Knicks bing bong. Julius Randle game winner 122-120. Stan, your Heat suck. Randle dropped 43 and 9. Brunsanity 25 and 8. IQ 21. Butler 33 and 8. And then Tyler, I need a damn hero, had a really good game too. Suns. The Bulls had a bad weekend. Suns beat the Bulls 125-104. KD with 29 and 6. Okogie had 25 and 4. D Book with 35. LeVibes, Zach LaVine had 27. DDR 31 and 6. The Oklahoma City Thunder, which it looked like they were going to be tanking because that's what underdog said. SGA missed a couple of games. He came back last night. But in the first game, Jalen Williams playing out of his freaking mind lately. Laurie had 20 and 10. J-Dubs had 26-4. 4 steals and a block. Giddy at 18, 13, and 6. The Nuggets and the Grizz, we already talked about that game. Nuggets won 113-97. Jod 27 and 10, and then decided to take the rest of the season off. Bane had 19. Michael Porter Jr. 26 and 8. Jokic 18 and 10, and then Jamal Murray 22 and 9. Warriors beat the Pels, baby. The Pellies 108-99. Brandon Ingram had 17. McCollum 25, 6 and 5. Clay with 27. Poole with 18. Kuminga 19 and 7. And then we are on to, I left the other game on there. Whoopsie daisies. Kings beat the Clips Clips, light the beam, 128-127. Russ had 27 and 10 with a crazy turnover at the end of the game. Paul George had 28 and 8. Eric Gordon, 21. Sabone had 23, 10 and 7. Harry Barnes had 20 and 7. And then what does the Fox say? He says 33 points and 7 dimes. Wolves beat the Lakers 110-102. Rudy had 22 and 14. The Ant-Man had 19 and 5. Conley 14 and 6. Anthony Davis arguably could have been in the MVP conversation if he didn't miss 2 months in the middle of the season, right? He had 38 and 5. And then we're on Saturday. Raptors beat the Wizards in overtime, 116-109. Siakam dropped 15 and 7. Freddie Van, I got kids, dropped 25 and 10. Gary Trent Jr. had 26 off the bench. The Zanger at 22 and 11. Bradley Beal 21 and 10. And then DeLon Wright, who we talked about arguably too much on Live Before Lock on Friday, dropped 18 and 7. But wait for it, 6 steals, which is 1,000,000 points. Cavs beat the Pistons 114-90. Who cares about that game? Marvin Bagley's had 20. Bagley's plural, 20 and 13. Gallen 21 and 7. Donovan Mitchell 20. And then Mobes with the dub 16 and 11. Heat bounce back. There you go, Stan. Feel better. 117-109. No one had a good game for Atlanta. Bam had 30 and 11. Tyler Hero dropped 20. And then Butler 15 and 11 and 6. Wait, are we getting the Tyler Hero drop twice in the same show? Any Ben Folds fans out there? Because we had back-to-backs between the Rockets and the Spurs, also known as the Battle of Who Could Care Less. Oh, what a reference. This, honestly, that is like late 90s ESPN SportsCenter anchor vibes, all right? That's what you just got right there, all right? Rockets beat the Spurs 122-110. Şengün still not playing a ton of minutes, but he had 16 and 10. Tyree Eason and Jalen Williams are vying for the steals of the draft, I think. Both of those guys have been awesome the second half of the season. Eason had 20 and 5. Devontae Graham at 28. I think he actually started. Zach Collins 14 and 10. And then the Bassey 14 and 8. Sixers beat the Bucks. We already talked about that game, but it was 133-130. No, Brook Lopez had a good game. He was the only one I hadn't talked about. All right, Wolves, Kangs. Wolves won. Here we go. Ant-Man 27 and 8. Conley at 24. Anderson, who got tickets to the game, he had 18, 9, and 7. Sabone 24, 14, and 5. Barnes with 20 again. Fox with 25 and 7. And then Kevin Squirter with 29. About couldn't care less. There you go. Ben Folds 5 was kind of a preppy crowd, though. Was what? A preppy crowd for Ben? The dude wrote a hit song about abortion. Well, I guess that it could be preppy. That could be considered preppy. All right, Sunday. Suns won 130-126 over the Mavs. KD with 37 and 7. Booker 36 and 10. Luka Magic 34 and 9. Kyrie with 39 and 7. And then our man Tim Hardaway Jr. Timmy hit like 11 threes. Not that many, but he had 21 off the bench. Lakers beat the Dubs 113-105. Draymond 15 and 8. Curry 27 in his return. Clay at 22. AD 39 points, 8 boards, 6 assists. Vando had 10 and 13, and then Austin Reeves 16-8 off of the bench. Pacers beat the Bulls. Bulls lose 2 games this weekend. Second one is a tough one against the Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton hit a monster. Now, I don't know if it was a step back 3, but it was a deep 3 to win the game with like 2 seconds left. He had 29 and 11. Benedict Mathurin had 17 and 4. DDR 23 and 5. Zach LaVine 42 and 4. Nets beat the Hornets. They were up 1,000,000 and then won by 16. Nets won 102-86. Mark Williams had 10 and 14. Mikal Bridges another 30-point game with 33 and 8. And then Spencer Dinwiddie 24, 8 and 8. Dame time. Blazers won 122-119 against the Magic. Dame dropped 41, 9 and 6. Jeremy Grant 20 and 7. Paolo Banchero 26 and 5. And then Franz Wagner 24 and 6. Rockets again 142. Spurs 110. Highest score for the Spurs. Bates Jop. I forget his first name. I know it's K. KBD 17. 17 was the top score. Jalen Green at 31. Kevin Porter Jr. made his return this weekend at 19 and 13. Şengün 15 and 14. Tyree Eason 17 and 8. Let's go back to OKC versus the Jazz. OKC won 129-119. Walker Kessler Super Ranger at 17 and 10. Clarkson 18 and 12. J-Dubs 32, 5 and 5. Incredible. SGA first game back 38, 7 and 4. Giddey 24, 9 and 9. Knicks, bing bong. They won 131-129. Double OT. Randall at 31, 9 and 4. IQ 38, 8 and 7. RJ Barrett 29 and 11. Tatum 40. Brown 29. Horford 20 and 14. This was fun. Celtics scored 15 total bench points. Knicks scored 16 total bench points. And what was funny is of the 16, Of the 16 from the Knicks, Josh Hart got 10 of them. Josh Hart played 40 minutes off the bench. Love to see it. Emmanuel quickly played like 58, I think it was. Bucks beat the Wizards. We talked about that fake stat padding triple-double. Giannis 23, 13, and 10. Holiday and 19 and 7. Carter 20 off the bench. Bradley Beal, 2 good games this weekend, by the way. He had 33 and 9. The Zanger 24 and 13. Denny off the bench. Denny off the bench had 17. And then Clips beat the Grizz 135. 129. We already talked about this. Triple J 24 and 5. Tyus Jones 25 and 12. Bane dropped 30. PG with 42 and 11. Kawhi 34 and 10. And we hit them all. Whoo! That was in like 5 minutes. I'm exhausted. That was worth it though. No regrets. No regrets. All right. Two things I wanted to do. Before we look at the standings, I wanted to share. I was looking at this because I saw Dame popping off. I wanted to see what because I knew Luka is leading the league in scoring right now in points per game. So here we go. Luka's leading with 33.4. Joel Embiid right behind him, 33. It's also crazy seeing Luka's that 23 years old. Dame's less than a point behind Luka. Now, a point is like hard to make up when it's averages, right? But this is like kind of coming down to the wire. I think that's going to be a fun thing to sweat out a little bit, right? So we got Luka at 33.4, Joel Embiid at 33, Dame at 32.5, Giannis at 31.2, SGA 31.1, and then Tatum at 30. When's the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scores of 30 plus a game? I wanted to see like, let's go to 2021. Let's see this one. Okay, here we go. This one had, God, I hate when it does this. Don't start with Precious. Like last year, we only had one guy over 30. Like I can't remember the last time we had that many. Also, We the People, why are you mad that he's going to win the MVP? Do you think he shouldn't win the MVP? Or you're just mad that he's going to win the MVP? I think you have more of a case that he shouldn't have won the MVP last year than this year, right? If your only case is that he shouldn't win it this year because that he won the last two, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, Giannis and Embiid are in the conversation. They are. But, like, how do you give it to Embiid if the Nuggets have, like, either the best record in the league or the best record in the West, and he's, like, clearly the best player? Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what else you would do. And Giannis is right there, too. I don't know. Just mad he's going to win it. I agree. Last year he shouldn't have. I still would have voted for him last year, but like last year was like crazy close, right? Like crazy close last year. So that one makes a little bit more sense. All right, let's take a look at the standings here. Let's take a look at the standings after, because I feel like we had more games this weekend than the usual. Right? Normally Friday's a huge slate, Saturday, Sunday, like 6 games each. So the Bucks now have a 1.5 game lead after winning against the Wizards last night and the Celtics losing. And then 3 games separate the 2 and the 3 seed between the Celtics and the Sixers. But then here we go. Knicks are 1 game back behind Cleveland. Nets are still in the 6 seed. Nets like straight up might hold on. It's going to be close. Heat 2.5 games behind the Nets to get out of the play-in game. Hawks are a 1.5 games behind the Heat. Raptors just a 0.5 game behind the Hawks. Raptors, listen, I know Top Shot Tesla's out there saying the Raptors are going to catch the Nets like into the 6 seed. They got some work to do to make up 4.5 games, but it feels like they could catch Atlanta. And then the Wizards are right there. Pacers 1.5 games behind them. Then it goes Bulls, Magic, Hornets, Pistons. The West side, Nuggets have a 6.5 game lead against the Grizzlies. And then the Grizzlies are free falling. Shout out Tom Petty. Kings are just a game behind the Grizz now. Suns 2 games behind the Kings. And then the Warriors 2 games behind them. And then it gets dicey, right? So Wolves are only a 0.5 game behind the Warriors to get like out of the 6 seed, which like, the seeding is going to be so important, right? Because if you're Minnesota, you're like, yeah, sign me up for the Kings or the Grizzlies probably instead of Phoenix or Golden State, right? So that's going to be crazy. And then you get the Mavericks right there, Clippers in the 8th seed, Pelly's still holding on to the 9th seed, Utah. So I thought like OKC was out of it when they rested SGA and all that stuff. And then look at this, dude. Look at this. So now you've got the Lakers and Jazz are essentially tied. Jazz have the tiebreaker, but like percentage points wise, they're both 31 and 34. Oklahoma City 30 and 34. They've just played 1 less game. Let's go look at OKC's upcoming schedule. And now that OKC's healthy for the most part, I know they're without Kenrich Williams for the rest of the season, but I mean, they got SGA back. They said they were going to monitor his minutes, and then he went ham last night. So they got, oh my God. All right. So Golden State and Phoenix. We're just going to call this 0-2, okay? If they win that game, miracle season. But let's just say they're 0-2. Then we've got New Orleans, San Antonio, Brooklyn. So that should be, let's just say 3-2. Then Toronto, Phoenix again, back-to-back against the Clippers, Lakers, Portland, Charlotte, Detroit, Indiana, Phoenix, Golden State. Wow. I mean, it's going to be fun. Andre said on campus, headed to class, but had to stop and say Knicks win. I know. I gave the Knicks a lot of love at the beginning. I gave them a lot of love. Would love to see the Clips cook and Lakers burn the food. That would be great. That would be a lot of fun. Matt Harrison said Jokic should be ineligible for the MVP due to his All-Star game performance. Yeah. I'll go the other way. I think he should get it because he let us know that All-Star game is stupid. He's like, this isn't my game. And I appreciated that. All right. I wanted to go over to Underdog for a second here because I wanted to show you my squad. So this was kind of a brutal sweat. You had the way this worked, this was the quarterfinals. So the quarterfinals ended last night. You needed to come in the top 2 in order to advance. So I had 15 lineups left. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through, but I had 1 finish in third. I thought I had 2 finish in third, so maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Okay. I only had 1 finish in third. I thought it was 2. So these are my squads I got through. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly just because I'm excited. We got them into the semifinals. So we got Drew Holiday, Kevin Porter Jr., which I think that one's actually kind of unique because KPJ missed so much time. I bet there's not a lot of Kevin Porter Jr. exposure. Jordan Poole is probably like, thank you for getting me there, Jordan, but most likely with step back, his usage sucks. But Dinwiddie's been great. Now that he's like the starting point guard. Then we get Siakam, Jaylen Brown, RJ Barrett. That's pretty fun. Cam Johnson's pretty fun. Karis LeVert and Evan Fournier are dead. But we got Jokic, Draymond, and Mark Williams. So this is a fun Jokic, Siakam, Jaylen Brown squad is pretty good considering my guards are kind of doo-doo. This lineup here, Luka. So we get some Luka. Cade, that hurts. But Luka, Fred VanVleet, Marcus Smart, THT, who's getting some burn now. And then we get Siakam, Clay, Michael Porter Jr., Jeremy Grant. So that's like good balanced wings. And then Mobley. My bigs are tough. Mobley, tough in like a bad way. Mobley, Steven Adams, who's missed time, Mark Williams, and Brook Lopez. So that's the second squad. Here we go. Third squad. Oh, and I forgot to mention Tatum over on rebounds hit last night. Underdog props you did. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. All right. This one, we got Luka, Jamal Murray, Spencer Dinwiddie. And Jordan Poole. This is one of my favorites. I like having Luke because I think Jamal Murray, I think he's going to be great down the stretch here, unless they start resting him. Siakam, Ingram, that hurts. Devin Vassell. And then my bigs, we get AD. So we like getting AD through. I think that's a little bit unique because he missed so much time. This one finished in second. Drew Holiday. So we get a lot of Drew Holiday, a lot of Jamal Murray. So Drew, Jamal, and then this is pretty gross. But then we get Giannis. So we did get a Giannis through. A Giannis, Siakam, Kawhi is pretty intriguing. And then we've got Şengün, Pirtle, Mark Williams. So balanced bigs. And then my last squad here, 1587, my highest scoring. De'Aaron Fox, Jamal Murray, Jalen Green, Markelle Fultz. So this is nice and sneaky here. And then we get Tatum, Siakam, Giddey, which I like this squad because outside of Jamal Murray, all of these guys are going to play the rest of the way out. And then my bigs are Jakob Poeltl, Draymond Green, Mark Williams, and then Poku. So we get some good sweats here. And the way that we can like look at the info for this. So the semifinals should, I think it starts tonight, right? So semifinals weeks 19 and 20. Yeah, that starts tonight. I wanted to look at, because you can see, right, first is 17,500. I think we are down to, in the semifinals, how many? Here we go. Let's look at all rules. I wanted to look at how many get through in the semifinals. So round 3, which is, yes, this is round 3. So we'll have the 12-person groups. And I think you got to come in the top. Is it the top 2 of 12? At the end of round 3. Yeah. So the top 2 of these 12-person, I'll have 5 squads. So I think if we could get 2 into the finals, that would be huge. 2 into the finals would be huge. And then you're basically playing a 186 person GPP, right? And if we go back to this, I just want to see like so if I get into the finals, what am I guaranteed here? Because what do we say? 186 guaranteed $40 for a $5 squad. Whatever, we'll take it. 40, but we've also been getting some dollars as we go along. All right, let's do another mental health break. Then I want to talk a little bit about oversubscribe before we get out of here. But I'm just not going to do it, guys. And it feels good to not cave to the chat because I am the boss. Like I said earlier, I'm in charge today. I am in charge. You can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to do. All right, so I'm going to drop the link into the chat. You can also find it teamhold.oversubscribe.co.co. So we're at 33%. This is actually going to be a little bit higher, I think, because it takes like a day to process. I know some stuff came over the weekend, but we're at 33%, 9,100 of the 27,442 goal. There's 30 of you. Again, I think there's a few more. If you missed us talking about that, I posted a blog post on our Substack. You can find a link to that in the show notes. I also put it on the YouTube community page. I did a couple of videos on it, both like a standalone and the weekly show. I mean, the morning show last Wednesday. But really blown away and by the support. A shout out, like there's a lot of you. Actually, I know there's some I'm probably gonna miss, but over in the gated Discord that we already started, right? We got our man Mac Attacks in there. We got actually Jeb Bush. We got J Fog. We got Jump Shooty. We got Skeets is in there. We got Garen in there. Boston Base is in there. Sneeps, DC1, Coach Stark. Looking for food. So we got a lot of great people in there already. And like, seriously, thank you so much for everybody that's already contributed. We got 15 days left. So we're on pace. We're on pace to hit 100%. But if that's something you're into and have any questions about it, all the information's on the site. You can find there's like educational materials up there, talks about perks, talks about how you make money off of this investment. If we do well, breaks everything down. So do me a favor, poke around on the site. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, blown away by the support already, but would love to hit look at the dog, by the way. What is he doing? Just like staring out. I'll be subbing up this week. Hell yeah, Mike. And if you have already invested and you haven't gotten into the Discord yet, just shoot me a DM so I can get you in there, get you into that gated channel. But again, appreciate all the support and looking forward to hitting that 100% and then paying Veronica and just, watching us moon. You know what I'm saying? Watching us moon. But yeah, if you have any questions about that, let me know. Whew, I'm tired. I got a workout in. I talked really fast at the end. I'm trying to think. Did we miss anything? We've got. I'll save So Rare for this afternoon. We'll have live before lock at 5:30. I'll have some value hunting out in a little bit. We'll probably do value hunting live today, just because it's a little bit easier to set it up that way. But I also just saw groceries have arrived, and you might be saying, Mike, that's bougie. It's like, no, bro. We live in a city, and it's hard to grocery shop when you walk. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get off because they're here. I hope you guys all have a great day. Follow the links. Invest in Team Hold. We're having fun. I'll see you guys out later.